Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan model video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the Gifted Warriors Super Battle Road stage and basically how you can beat it. Now there's a pretty easy strat to beating the stage, and that is basically to just take a int Piccolo Jr., otherwise known as Demon King Piccolo Jr., Mud Jr. But basically, essentially, when you take him, you have access to his active skill. That active skill has the ability to interrupt all enemies, plus does really sizable damage, and basically allows you to have a free shot at them. Piccolo then himself does a huge amount of damage, so it's kind of a catch-22 situation, or well, I should say it's a double up, it's a double benefit, because you get the big AoE damage and then you can follow that up with some pretty high level single target damage, which will allow you to effectively take out the opposition quite easily. Alongside him we have a couple green boys as well. So we're running the Demon King Piccolo, the tech one from the World Tournament, an Orb Changer who also has a decent level of defensive capabilities, while also lowering the attack of the opposition is relatively useful for the SPR. Then we have the Int World Tournament Piccolo, the baseline Piccolo who provides defensive support and just again also attack lowering, which is something that's quite helpful. So those are kind of major components, but then we also have some very important ones. Obviously we have the physical Freezer, the Mecha Freezer, a unit that is very solid defensively after super, but also provides some attack lowering as well. So he's another source of utility for the team, whilst also being a relatively tanky option, especially after his super. When all of his key multipliers kick in, he can have some very impressive defense. And then obviously, of course, in terms of like other focal units or such, we obviously running the Tech Piccolo, who's pretty important, I would say, overall. Quite a sizable unit that obviously does a fantastic job, so he's pretty crucial. But yeah, I would say overall it is a relatively simple run in terms of design. I don't think there's a technical right or wrong way to do this. Gifted Warriors as a category can be somewhat limited to a certain extent, just due to the fact that it mainly relies on Piccolos and Vegetas, and essentially just a whole bunch of those centric units, and the links can be a little bit weird, which is why we've kind of focused on bringing a Namekian team as much as possible, I guess, because it's linkage and it allows us to run double into Piccolo, which helps a lot. The double turn of those AoEs is especially helpful, and obviously can do some pretty decent assisting work. Even just the interrupt helps as well, because it helps to remove some of the pressure on the first slot unit by preventing the ability for the enemy to super them before they build up their defense. So then obviously we also have the Prime Metal Freezer. So we have the Strength Prime Metal Freezer. His goal is to exist as a third slot unit, much like the physical version. The strength version also lowers attack as well, but also can just be a solid damage dealer, whilst being defensively sound for normals and basically things like that. So pretty solid, just for like this stage. But yeah, overall I would say Gifted Warrior is pretty simple. You can even probably do this strat quite easily with one Int Piccolo Jr. And just kind of build from there if you want to. I think that's maybe the best call, but again, it's not really up to me per se. I think overall you can change this team however you want, but for me, there's not really a huge need to diversify this team. Obviously, if you don't have Piccolo, your only other real lead is the physical Goten and Gohan, who are okay still, but are definitely more a floating kind of unit, more so than anything else. So I would definitely say keep an eye on them. Otherwise, you can always build a full team of freezers. There actually is some pretty good freezer options essentially for this. You know, full power freezer, golden freezer, final form freezer, first form freezer. Like, there's plenty of great options. It's more just assessing which side of the coin you think is easiest for you to essentially build a team of units out. You know, at least I think that's kind of where you need to stand. Now, luckily, the single fight against Turles doesn't take too long, because obviously the Piccolo Jr. does gain some augments when facing a single target enemy, and as you can see, he's really reaping the benefits, firing multiple attacks, doing some big attack stats, and just in general causing some pretty good havoc. This Piccolo is probably the top unit, I would say, in the team. He just does so much, and yeah, he's really crucial. So as a friendly, definitely pick him, even if you have to do some wonky build around it. But I find him to be the best. I think when you can take him as a unit, you tend to have probably the easiest time overall. Of course, you can build the team however you want, it's entirely up to you. But for me, I just found like that was the best call. I just felt like it gave the team the most synergy, whilst also obviously being able to hard carry with his active, which, you know, is super duper good. So pretty good stuff overall. I think in general I'm pretty happy with this team build, and yeah, I'd love to hear what you guys are running. I think it's super interesting to hear what you guys are running, and yeah, for me, you know, Gifted Warriors is one of those categories that haven't really used, but there's some interesting options here. Wicked Bloodline builds, Zamasu builds, you know, Gotens, Trunks, kind of units. So I think it could be interesting to take a look here, and obviously rebuild the team from the ground up. But yeah, that's basically gonna be it from me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the next one. So as always, thank you very much for watching, and yeah, that's gonna be it for me. So take care, stay safe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, as always, thank you for watching, and bye.